Good afternoon and welcome to the Business Minds, everyone. This is Christopher Shaw. I'm your host of the Business Minds, and I'm the founder of Meek Mind, digital branding agency located in Dallas, Texas. Today's show is going to be all about you. I'm going to talk to you guys a little bit about investing in you. As an entrepreneur, trying to start a business, trying to grow a business, one of the things that we neglect a lot is investing back in us. The person that had the mind and the vision to actually start the business, or at least have the courage to start the business. We totally neglect ourselves when we start doing a business sometimes. But I'm here to help you navigate that so that you don't do the same things, same mistakes a lot of people, other entrepreneurs do when they start a business. And this is whether it's a successful business or a non-successful business. We all tend to neglect it sometimes. So I got 5 points I'm going to go over. But before I even start, I want to let everybody know that this episode of the Business Mind Show is sponsored by the Ellie app. The EllieApp.com. It's a platform built to help entrepreneurs build a affordable, useful, native iOS, Apple, and Android app for their business. Allows you to stay in contact with your clients, allow them to do bookings, whole load of features. It's super effective. Check it out, the EllieApp.com. And now let's get right into investing in you. If you're not investing in personal development, you may be limiting your true potential. You have to realize that. Personal development affects your entire life, not just your work life or entrepreneur, whatever your entrepreneur endeavor is. It's amazing how so many people, we don't even try to really invest in ourselves once we hit a certain plateau. We really neglect it. And if we have kids, just think about this. You're always telling them to push, 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 but then we get to a certain point to where we stop pushing. And that's not fair to them or us. So I want you guys to, one of the first things I want you guys to do is really imagine how you want to shape your life. What are some of the determining factors that help you shape your life, and which ones are more effective, which priorities are bigger in terms of shaping your life. Without a vision, you won't be able to determine what kind of life you want to live. You need to balance what kinds of changes you want professionally as well as personally. Because with entrepreneur, one of the things you're going to have to learn too with starting business is this work-life balance. And that is some muddy water. It could get really difficult at times. Just take it from me. I've really got to the point now to where I want to stay more, my family comes first. God, my wife, my kids, those things come first. So I even had to move this show up. You got to change what you have to change sometimes in order to imagine how you want your life to be shaped out. One of the things I also want to do in my life, I'm just giving you examples of how I go through the same process I teach and I'm sharing with you guys. I want to be back in shape. I want to lose weight. I want to be able to run. All that will also transfer over into entrepreneurship too, and give confidence when talking in front of people. When you feel good, you look good, you have more confidence in what you're saying. So imagine how you want your life to be shaped out. What kind of life do you dream now? And also I want you to bring it back to reality and realize you can have it all, but you can't have it all at the same time, correct? You got to put one over priorities. And for a long time I was doing that for my business, and now I'm switching it up. I need to focus on my family, my health, and I really feel like those things will take my business to the next level. And I hope you guys are taking that to heart. Next one is I kind of dibbled into it already. It's assess your current situation. Before you make any changes in your life, determine where you stand with your life as currently exists. Determine strengths, weaknesses, and to help you formulate a plan to make the necessary changes. And this step right here takes some truth, some deep in finding who you are and what are your weaknesses and strengths. I know some people, the team No Sleep, they don't see sleep as as a weakness, but I mean as a strength. But a lot, I mean that's fading fast because I'm not a member of Team No Sleep, because just imagine you waking up trying to change the world with your business and you're sleepy. You cannot be optimal. So that is one of the things that people need to assess. Is this even getting enough sleep? Is that strength or weakness? Is it worth it to push those extra little hours to get something done and then lose your mind power or your focus for the next day? I say no. I'd say that it's imperative that we do get good sleep, and that I would look at as assessing my current situation, determining my strengths and my weaknesses as they are. Sleep can be a weakness or a strength. Next one is set goals. A lot of people are just flying by and going by the seat of their pants and not really set really static type goals for their business, for their life. And this is investing in yourself too. Just don't think of as goals as something that just deals with business. Goal is your life. What type of goals? Like me and my wife's goal was to start having a date night, and we had our first one just Friday. It was amazing, but it also gave me a clarity of why I started a business. This is all about investing back into me. And this is what I want to share with you guys. Doing little things like this to where setting that goal to date night cleared me up. I got to spend one-on-one time with my wife, and I'm like, man, I want to be able to do this thing. I want to be able to do this. Now, how am I able to do those things I want to do for my wife? Oh, my business. So it all comes back fourfold in everything you're doing. So that's a goal that I personally had. Once you know what your strengths and weaknesses are, you can create some goals to strive to complete these, right? These should include high-level goals as well as action steps. If you guys have been watching my show, I'm all about action steps. I know what the vision is big, I know we can change the world, but let's bring it back now and actually get to where these action steps are helping us, change the world, getting to our huge vision that we have. And most importantly, you can set milestones with firm dates for these action steps. So a milestone would be like by the end of September, well, by the end of August, it's August, me and my wife want to have gone on 3 date nights. You see what I'm saying? And wherever we can fit those in, then after a while, that'll become more into our daily plan, and then we can really set a certain date and time. Right now, we're just trying to fit it in. And that's one milestone. Let's just fit it in right now. And then we can set date and time when we really feel like we're getting closer to our goals. Next one is consider alternatives, right? There could be, and this is really good because we get stuck in the fact that we kind of compare our lives to other people's lives, but sometimes we don't do that as a strength because we're looking at the negatives of our lives or something that we don't want. So consider alternatives. There can be valid reasons why certain action or goals can't be met. Instead of abandoning the entire personal development plan, come up with alternative steps. Be careful not to simply fall back on these steps because they are easier than the main goals. So that means an alternative to your goals. So if I'm hitting a date night and I'm like, man, this date night is getting real hard to get to, well, now I can say, babe, can we do a date lunch or a date jog or something to where we're still spending time together and it's not the whole date night that we wanted to, but it is an alternative that is chipping away at our ultimate goal of spending more time together. So that's an alternative. The next one is evaluate how you're doing. That's a good job. And one of the ways I would evaluate the date night is at the end of, let's say 3 weeks. You kind of assess, the things that you and, like, for example, me and my wife are doing, and then we can, I can ask her questions, she can ask me questions, see how it's really affecting our life, and then also put it in my business. How, am I more clear? Am I less stressed? And these are all things about investing back into you to where you're optimal so you can grow this business, so you can grow this vision. Because you cannot separate your business from your personal life. I mean, it's very hard to do, and I wouldn't even recommend it, because then you would be fighting to be two different people, two different situations. You look way to incorporate it, especially if you're an entrepreneur. You have more leverage to do so. You don't work for somebody else to where you're working by their rules, and that's totally out of the question. But if you're more of an entrepreneur, you can integrate your wife, integrate your life into exactly what you're doing, unless you're doing something illegal and you don't want to. But that's another topic. When you reach a milestone, see how you did against the plan of action steps. So when you see your milestone, and then so our milestone is what? Date night, and every week in August, right? And so we go back when September hit and see, okay, did we get every week, or did we, okay, well, we didn't get this week a whole date night, but we got but we got some lunches in there, right, to where we spent time together. And that's how we can, kind of evaluate, okay, cool, we are making progress, right? And then how did this affect my workday? So the best way to handle this is to have someone else perform this for you too, so they can kind of outside looking in, and ask me and Maria questions on how we did on our date night. I know this is the Business Mind Show, but I want people are like, what are you talking about date night on the Business Mind Show? But it's important to, invest in yourself through different actions than just reading and listen to a podcast, taking a course. There's so many other things, other different factors that accumulate to who you are, and than just learning stuff about your business. Take it from me. I had to learn this the hard way. And the last one, I love it. I love this one. It's keep it simple. If you add a bunch of unattainable goals to your plan, you're likely setting yourself up for failure. That is so true. But this doesn't mean you shouldn't try to push yourself. It just means being realistic with your capabilities. And I will also like to add on that don't be so hard on yourself. Keep it simple when you're trying to invest in yourself. When you're trying to, at least in the beginning, right? Because when we're talking about investing in ourselves, we're talking about growth. And even 1% is still growth. All right? And all that adds up over time when you're trying to accomplish your ultimate goal of having your entrepreneurship endeavor take over the world, or your city, or whatever it is. You can always be chipping away at it. And this investing in self is no different. You need to chip away at changing your lifestyle, changing the things that you take into your body and who you are. Because this is ultimately who you are is going to lead your business the way it goes. I actually really appreciate that, my team put together this article so that we can go over this, because this is very important. And a lot of branding agencies, marketing agencies don't really take stuff like this into accountability. So this has been the Invest in Yourself Business Minds episode. Once again, I'd like to thank our sponsor, or the Ellie app. Check her out at theellieapp.com. It's a platform built to help you build an app as simple and as effective as possible. Literally, you can build this app on this platform and have it up and sharing it with your clients in one day. You can customize it and have it. They give you a link, send to your clients, download. They can be interacting with you in one day. No lie. So check it out, theellieapp.com. I'm Christopher Shaw, host of the Business Minds. We'll have new episodes every Monday. So check us out. Go to our YouTube channel, Equalizer Network on YouTube, and check out our website, our new website, equalizernetwork.com. And you can check out all the shows that are on the Equalizer Network. I didn't realize I had that many announcements, but I'm glad I did. You know, we're moving, we're growing here, and I'm growing, trying to invest in myself and invest in the company here. You can see too, we took out some of the banners. We're just testing out the new look and seeing what we're gonna do. We got a couple more things that we're gonna kind of do to the studio before it's all said and done. And I hope you guys are, you know, love